Well, hey there, everybody. This is going to be a little different. I'm going to use this half hour of footage that I shot while rolling down through California to just kind of update everybody at this point. Something a little different, something kind of fun. Apparently somebody decided to set off their alarm just as they were stepping out of their car. So California was fun. Was. Unfortunately, it wasn't profitable. I think I did mention once, I don't know if I got the video up or not, there were a couple of things I did and I decided I just wasn't quite happy with them and I wanted to try something else. So I got to Venice, and in all sincerity, the first thing I noticed was a couple of homeless crazy people. And I noticed how dirty the town still was, and I noticed just how gritty it felt. And then I noticed that there was $18 parking. So I decided I would make my way down to San Diego instead, and we'll get back to Venice, because Venice does have a little after story from here. I got down to San Diego and I got to Ocean Beach. And it was a lot of fun, there's no doubt. It was enjoyable. But it wasn't profitable. The day that I set up in Ocean Beach, I set up with a guy who'd been there and doing it for about 4 months at that point, and who had honestly told me that he was getting pretty used to making somewhere between $30 and $45 a day. And he had some really cool artwork that he had done of different famous people, things that definitely had a draw, things that definitely found some people's eyes, but there weren't that many people there that were actually there to buy something. Most of them were just there to chill out at Ocean Beach, which is understandable. It's a very relaxed kind of beach. So since I realized that, the origami had gotten some looks but no real play, I changed tack that night and I started making bracelets. Because I had the wire, I had beads, and all told I made 25 bracelets. Set up in Mission Beach, where it was definitely more populated by people coming down to hang out at the beach for the day. And Mission Beach was cool because it reminded me a lot about Santa Monica, because it had a roller coaster ride and other little stores, and it was, obviously a big draw for tourists right through that Mission Beach, Mission Bay area. Belmont Park is where I was set up. And I was not the only one. There were a lot of people set up. There were people set up with Baja blankets and Baja sweaters. I swear that was like 10 of the pieces that we saw. So, or 10 different stalls that I saw. And there were a lot of people selling bucket hats and other just little beachy stuff, but nothing. Sorry, my phone connector suddenly, there we go. It was saying it wasn't charging. Well, it was. Behind the scenes. Anyhow, I went to Mission Beach and I gave it a try. And unfortunately, out of those 25 bracelets that I made, which had people looking at them, only one person bought one for $10, and that was one of these other vendors. And back in the day, there would have not been things like this. These were pre-made, purchased somewhere else, and brought down to the beach to sell en masse. This, before COVID, before the aftermath of COVID, is not something that would have ever happened. Anytime I've ever done this before, anything that was for sale in this kind of situation had to be made by hand. And I'm not upset at these people. I'm not. I mean, it was very, very obvious that everybody was down there just trying to figure out some way to make a dollar. I'm almost wondering if some of these people were actually little store owners further in the town that just had no way to get their stuff out except to throw it on the beach and see if anybody would buy something. Because you got that feeling from everybody. It was just like, buy something. Somebody, please buy something. Because, people would just walk by, and there were a lot of people. But I can remember when I was doing hair wraps or hemp bracelets or other, silly little things to make money during the summer. You had a lot of people that wanted something to take home with them to remember that trip to the beach. Oh, sorry about the dirty window, by the way. I know it focuses on that a bit. Now I can't do anything about it, but I still thought it'd just be kind of a fun, weird little thing to do. So yeah, I'm used to people wanting that kind of stuff, but watching everybody on both OB and Mission Beach, those people were there to literally come to the beach and do the least expensive things they could. I saw multiple families bring huge coolers with picnic lunches rather than spend the money up on Belmont Park's restaurants. I saw that a lot. I saw a lot of people that normally wouldn't be, huffing that much stuff down to the beach with them, just, kind of like me, everything on their back. They weren't buying nothing while they were at the beach. And that's fair. I mean, that's absolutely fair. We're all dealing with shit, and the fact that you could get down to the beach and relax for a weekend, that's awesome. But it has unfortunately changed a lot of things for a lot of people. That kind of trickle-down effect really does take effect. So after a couple of days of experiencing that and having watched the beaches and just seeing how people really aren't there to spend money, I decided to come back to Oregon. Because the reality is, it is less expensive. Once I can get back into a more populated area, things like Uber Eats and Instacart will be options for me again. Not necessarily what I want to do, but for now at least I'll figure that out. If we can find a good beach town, maybe I'll even find some kind of little part-time job. I don't know what it would be yet, but it's possible. You never know. But yeah, there are things I'm looking into, especially now that I'm back. And on my way back, I actually ended up watching this other guy on YouTube, channel German in Venice. His name's Mike. I remember him from when I was down there in my 20s. Big German guy. He's kind of hard to forget. Happy goofball too. But he did a recent video because over the last couple of months he has been covering the homeless situation in Venice Beach. And he was showing how they finally came up with a plan to get all of these tents and detritus that had been erected during the COVID hands-off time finally dealt with. So the boardwalk's clean, but within a matter of days, new crazy homeless people were showing up at the beach. You've got this one woman who literally just lays down anywhere with a blanket and starts sleeping, including the middle of the boardwalk. He had a couple minutes of another guy who was just having a crazy fit in the sand right next to the boardwalk, throwing sand, screaming, yelling, smacking the air, smacking the ground. Not necessarily somebody you want to stand by, not necessarily somebody you want to walk by. I mean, I'm gritty. I can deal with shit. But that's not something tourists want to see. That's not something that most people that live in a neighborhood want to see. Unfortunately, whether these people got there through drugs or just the grinding of America, they've all reached the point of where that doesn't matter anymore. They're nutters, and they can't handle themselves. And it's too bad, because about the only place they can go is somewhere like Venice Beach. And now they're glaringly obvious because there aren't any street performers, there aren't any street artists right now. And people like me aren't there. And he even showed that half of the stores on the boardwalk are closed here during the middle of August, which is just insane. You know, because when I was doing hair wraps on the pier the year I did it, that August to beginning of September time, $200 to $300 a day. And that means walking off of the pier with $200 to $300 a day. I made $10. Whole time I was in California, I made $10. So I am back in Oregon to figure things out. I'm down in Brookings, and I'm going to slowly wander my way up the coast, eventually hit Newport. I know I'll at least hang out for a couple of days in Newport because I've seen Instacart shops there. Just got to make sure my card works. But Instacart, I have the new card heading to Mom, so said it was going to be 5 to 7 days. I know Mom will probably watch this, so yeah, about a week's time is the earliest I would plan on going back into the Portland metropolitan area, just because it's so damn hot and because I so don't want to be there. That's just being honest. I would just rather not be in the city. The cats are happier out this way. I'm happier out this way. I'm more comfortable with letting them out of the van out here. They've already had a morning out and about. They're now both chilling and happy in their little spots of the van. I cleaned the van today too, which was awesome. You know, after the big trip there and back, the van was definitely getting a little dirty. But she's looking good now, and I'm feeling better. And I got a couple other things done. But yeah, I got some stuff to figure out. And it looks like this is only going to be about 12 minutes. So we're going to cut it there. I'm going to get it right at 12 minutes and stop.